いつまであそこでぼーっとしてるつもりなんだ。
はあ、自然と一体になるって気持ちいいな。
なんだそりゃ。
Finally, we are back with our regular uploads, and what better way to start than showcasing some action anime. So without wasting any time, I present to you top 10 action superpower anime you must see, so that you can stay updated whenever I upload a new video. Now sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Let's kick off the list with The Rolling Girls. In the wake of the Great Tokyo War, Japan, as the world once knew it, no longer exists. What remains is a fragmented network of independent nations ruled by heroes known as bests. Each best commands an army made of the rest as they seek to conquer anyone in their path. Our protagonist and her 3 comrades are ordered by their best to travel across the country by motorcycle. Now they must keep a watchful eye on the field of battle wherever they encounter violence between warring nations. I feel this show concentrates more on the characters than the plot. Overall, if you want to watch something refreshing and don't mind female characters, then you should definitely give it a try. It's definitely an underrated anime and people should consider watching it. In 9th place, we have Record of Ragnarok. The story begins when the gods call a convention to decide whether to let humanity live or die and settle on destroying humanity. But a lone Valkyrie puts forward a suggestion to let the gods and humanity fight one last battle as a last hope for humanity's continued survival. 13 gods will fight against 13 human champions in one-on-one battles to decide whether humanity lives or dies. In my opinion, it is a very good anime. I usually don't like slow-paced fights, but for some reason, this anime did it so well that I enjoyed it and wanted to see more about each character. Overall, if you like well-written characters, good animation, nice fights, and awesome soundtracks, then this one's for you. I recommend you give it a try and decide for yourself. In 8th place, we have Dai's Diary. At the end of World War II, sorcerers used the lives lost in battle as a sacrifice to conduct a ritual. If successful, the ritual would resurrect a group of supermen whose coming would signify the world's end. The war ends, and no one knows whether the ritual was a success. Decades pass, and it's all forgotten until present-day Japan, when our protagonist has a disturbing dream of black-clothed knights. I feel if you fully understand the anime you'll really enjoy it. Just take the time to process what's going on, and you'll see how amazing the show is. It's a decent series, where you get to see a lot of action and amazing battles. I accept, the anime starts off a bit confusing, but the more you get into it the more you'll understand, and you'll see how entertaining the anime is. I recommend you give it a try, and decide for yourself. In the end I feel it depends on the viewer's taste. Coming in at 7th place, we have Samurai Flamenco. Our protagonist is a successful model who's been enamored with righteous masked heroes since he was a child. As a result, he's decided to become Samurai Flamenco. But much to his dismay, the job isn't as easy as it seems. And during his first night as Samurai Flamenco, the man is knocked out and saved by police officer Hidenori Goto. They quickly become friends, but soon the pair find themselves in a sticky situation. Not only is the media determined to discover Samurai Flamenco's true identity, his actions also trigger copycats, flooding the city with other masked heroes. I feel it addresses its core themes very effectively. It has likable and developed characters with distinct personality traits. Also some random plot twists and compelling storyline makes it into an enjoyable experience. I highly recommend giving it a try and sprinkle it with more love. Moving on, we have Super Crooks. Johnny Bolt recruits a group of ragtag supervillains for one last heist. Their target is a ruthless superpowered crime boss. The 13-episode anime series follows supervillain Johnny Bolt as he works to pull off the ultimate heist, robbing a private casino belonging to the world's most powerful supervillain. There are surprisingly few anime series inspired by superhero comics. This anime takes place in a chaotic America where heroes overwhelmingly outnumber villains, and we follow a social outcast Johnny as he discovers his unique electricity manipulation powers. I felt this anime didn't suffer from being generic and had a reasonably easy-to-follow story. The characters had vast backgrounds and behavioral tendencies despite being a short series. Overall, it's a decent show if you're into superhero and villain genre, and I highly recommend you to try this. Coming in at 5th place, we have Shaman King. Shamans are extraordinary individuals with the ability to communicate with entities which are invisible to ordinary people. Our protagonist is one hopeful and a kind-hearted boy with a hidden power. Now the fate of all mankind rests in the hands of him and his companions. They must battle the most powerful shaman who ever lived. If you're familiar with the previous series, then you know what you're dealing with. It is a masterpiece with lovable characters and new takes on classic tropes. Every character has their own fleshed-out goals and motives, making you get invested in each and every one. Overall, I feel you'll love this show if you're a classic nerd like me. I'd recommend giving it a try, even if you're starting as a new viewer. It definitely needs more love from you guys. In 4th place, we have Sengoku Basara. During Japan's Sengoku period, many warlords fought with hopes of unifying the country. One of the protagonists working under Nobunaga's direct orders leads the sneak attack on an only standing clan in their way. In a fierce battle, our protagonist ends the battle in a draw. Sengoku Basara tells the story of fighting countries in an ancient Japan. Taking bits and pieces of history, twisting it a nudge and completely blowing it out of proportion, you get a kind of Gurren Lagann feeling. Art and animation is really good, some of the fight scenes were well made, and for this, it retained some entertainment value. I guess I forgot to mention they all have some superpowers, which adds a fresh touch to the storyline. Overall, Sengoku Basara is the kind of anime you would watch just for the sheer enjoyment of it. Also, if you're a fan of samurai and historical anime, then surely give it a try, it won't disappoint you. In 3rd place we have Conan. A reporter named Maria is searching for a potential story throughout the city. When she gets involved in a strange events, she gets rescued by our protagonist named Conan. Long ago she was trained by Siam, who gave her adopting name Conan. But he got killed by Alfred, who's the leader of a terrorist organization. Consumed with rage, she seeks revenge. Now she must confront her past in order to stop the perpetrator from spreading the new virus and protect her newly found friend. Although being a short show, I feel action-packed fight scenes and characters makes it into an enjoyable experience. Still, I feel this show easily could have been extended without dragging. Overall, it is certainly not the best anime I've ever seen, but an excellent one, nonetheless. I highly recommend you to try this anime. Coming in at 2nd place, we have Sakurada Reset. Our protagonist lives in the oceanside city of Sakurada Town, where the inhabitants are born with strange abilities. One day he meets an apathetic girl with the power to reset anything around her up to 3 days prior. While no one knows when she has reset, not even herself, he can retain everything before the reset thanks to his own ability. After they successfully help someone by combining their powers, they join the service club to aid others in their town. I feel this show is actually a hidden gem. If you aren't into a slow-paced story with characters that will develop quite slowly, this show certainly might not be for you. If you are patient enough, this anime will keep you hooked and will reward those that stick to the end. Overall, it's a good anime if you're into superpowers and slice-of-life genres. And I highly recommend you to try this. In the first place, we have Unlimited Psychic Squad. Our protagonist is an Esper who was betrayed many years ago. Now he's one of the most powerful Esper out there. However, he's kind from inside, and his main mission is to save Espers who are mistreated by humans. He has saved many Esper lives and gained loyalties of those who he saved. Pace can feel fast sometimes, but action-packed scenes and plot development makes it into an enjoyable show. The Unlimited is a really good series to watch if you're looking for a supernatural shounen series. It has an awesome plot and an interesting cast of characters. Overall, I feel it's a very underrated show, and you should definitely give it a try. That's all for today's list, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Show your support by dropping a like and subscribing to my channel. With this, I take my leave. See you in the next video.